Hey, everybody, and welcome to Late Night Real Estate. I got to admit, I was dying a little bit today, and I thought about taking a nap about 15 minutes ago, and I realized 15 minutes is definitely not enough time to take a nap. So tonight it's going to be a little bit shorter, but not because I'm tired. I'm jazzed up now that you guys are here, but because it's a little bit more fun, a little less serious tonight. Tonight we're going to be, and hopefully I'll be getting the screen right. I'm back inside tonight. Got my second monitor. Last night, I was really struggling with just the 15 inches of the screen right here. So tonight, it's going to be a little bit better run, and I'm going to be able to see what you guys are seeing. So hopefully it'll work a lot better. But tonight, we're going to talk about famous houses that you may or may not know. I want you to play along, see if you can, first of all, guess what the house is, and then what it's special for, like, what show it's from or where it was or something like that. And then what you feel like it's worth today, keeping in mind where it's at and the location and all that. So let's jump right into it. Let's share my screen. Where are you, my friend? Is it going to let me? Yes. There it is. Let me get rid of that. So here we are. I have to get past a little Talk Studio. Let me see if I can get rid of the Talk Studio here for a second. Yeah. No. Is that working? It is definitely not working. All right. Well, I think I might have just actually gave it away, but here we go. We're going to jump right into it. This little gem is located outside of Chicago on a quiet little street where nothing ever happens. That is obviously a play on words. You can't see that's cut off at the bottom. Got to figure out how to get rid of the powered by Talk Studio thing. It's going to just mess up my whole show here. Where are you? I just turned it off, but it's not going to let me turn it off for this. So we're going to have to just bear with it. So where nothing ever happens, 5 bedrooms. You can't see that. Sorry. 5 bedrooms and over 4,200 square feet. If you don't know what this is, it's easily defended from intruders and is the famous home from Home Alone. So there's Kevin's house right there, Home Alone. What do you think this is worth? $1.7 million. It's quite a bit, but it's a pretty large house, so it seems like it's probably worth it. Let's move on. The next one. This one's probably going to be a little bit less recognizable for a lot of you. And it's a terrible picture. So sorry for the blurriness of it. This is the best one that they had. So what do we know about this house? Well, this is keeping into the Christmas theme, like Home Alone. This cute little farmhouse in Cleveland, Ohio, has its own little Christmas story. There's your clue. So what it is. Show it to your partner. See if you can guess what it is. And it is from A Christmas Story. It's 4 bedrooms, 2 baths, built in 1895. This little farmhouse is from the movie A Christmas Story. How much do you think it's worth today in modern money? $100,000. Obviously, this has not been something that's been kept up with. Let's move on to the next one. So we're going to take a turn in a completely different direction here. I might have to make this a little bit bigger here so you can see it. So this is a New York brownstone that somebody famous lived in. Home to Carrie Bradshaw, aka Sarah Jessica Parker, and located at 64 Perry Street in New York City. Sex in the City. And a super great value at $14 million. $14 million. That is breathtaking. New York. Here we go. The next one. You may recognize this from the red car here in the corner in the woods. This is the garage out back of this house. The house itself is not actually shown and the outside either in the movie or anything like that. This is possibly my favorite. If you don't recognize this, we're probably not friends. We may not hang out in the same circles. Okay, so try really hard. Think about this. Think about a car perhaps smashing out through the glass and landing below. I'll give you time to lock it in. It's Highland Park, Illinois, which is a place I've never been before. From the 1986 hit movie, Ferris Bueller's Day Off. What do you think this little house is fetching nowadays? 1 million, 2 million, 500,000. I can tell you, these suburbs of Chicago are going for a pretty penny. Let's see what we've got here. 4,300 square feet, 4 bedrooms, 4 baths. Pretty large, especially that area. $1.3 million. We're not even shocked nowadays to see million in the price range, are we? So anyway. So this house, you may or may not recognize the outside of it. You may or may not recognize where it's from. This house is most famous for what went on inside the house. This house has a lot in it. It has a ton of stuff in it. It's located in the hills of San Francisco. It was built in 1883, has over 3,700 square feet, 4 bedrooms, 3.5 baths, 2 living rooms, Viking appliances, an English garden, and garage parking. It was so full. Here's your clue. It was the home of Full House. Now, you may be saying, it is not. Well, this is not the outside of the house that they filmed. Those houses are down the street a little bit, but this is the actual house that the rooms were in. And even though it's not the house that was on TV, it is now valued at $6 million. All right, let's see if you guys can get this one. Look at that sun. Barely a cloud in the sky. Looks like just a normal house for just a normal everyday person. What are we looking at here? Who is it? What is it? What's going on here? This cute little gem, like so many others in sunny Albuquerque, New Mexico, built in 1972 for the common person, 1910 square feet, only 1 bathroom. This is definitely a great starter home for somebody. What are we looking at here? Where is this from? Who lived in this house? None other than Heisenberg himself. If you don't know who Heisenberg is, then you have not watched the show Breaking Bad. This house, what do you think this house is going for? 1 million? 2 million? I can give you a hint. It's not going for any more because of how special it is. It's probably valued exactly what it's worth. So lock in your bet. It's a very affordable $245,000. All right, let's move on. This one, you have to be recognizing this. This one always reminds me of the White House, just because of the pillars and everything. And I'm not a big fan of pillars. I understand as a real estate agent, their appeal for one thing, but their structural function, not a big fan. But this is where Uncle Phil, God bless Uncle Phil, he did his best to raise the kids right. Who's Uncle Phil? Where is this house? You probably already know. The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. In LA, California, built in 1937, has 5 bedrooms, 5 bathrooms, 6,400 square feet, and its own putting green. This house can be yours for 1 million, 2, 3, 4, 10 million, 5.3 million. Honestly, folks, I think comparatively, this could probably be a good deal. So you might want to scoop this one up. Here's a house that just warms the cockles of your soul. Many of us have spent many an hour inside this home with a live studio audience. Just kidding. I don't think it was filmed before a live studio audience, but maybe you recognize it. Maybe you don't. It's a house you've been in many times. 9 people. Let's see if I can do this right. 9 people. Tuck the thumb in. 9 people live here. A dad, a mom, 3 boys, 3 girls. Alice, the housekeeper. Hopefully you know who it is now. And it is none other than the Brady Bunch. And what is the Brady Bunch's house? Because I think Mike, the dad, I think he was an architect, actually. So how much is this architectural wonder worth? Well, here's some other fun facts. This home actually has 3 bathrooms. You know how those 6 kids had to share 1 bathroom in between them? They used to call that the Jack and Jill bathroom. Now they call it a pass-through, whatever you want to call it. 6 kids sharing 1 bathroom. That's a lot of kids sharing 1 bathroom. But it does have 3 altogether. I guess Alice probably had her own. The parents had their own. Kids shared 1. 2,477 square feet, located in sunny California. This house was bought about 5 years ago for HGTV, and they redid it and did stuff with it. Probably made all of their money back doing it. And then today, it is worth $3.5 million. $3.5 million for a 2,477 square foot home in sunny California. So people ask me all the time, what's a house worth? Let me stop sharing this so I can get back on the screen here. People ask me all the time, what's a house worth? Like, Randy, what's this house worth? What's that house worth? Well, I got to be honest with you. These houses that are in other parts of the country, not my cup of tea. Houses that are right here in Maryland, definitely my cup of tea. So if a house is worth, if it's worth you looking at, we should really take the time and figure out what it's worth. So there's 2 types of prices. When people ask me this information, if they're a good friend, I tell them the house is worth what someone will pay for it. That's why some houses go for $20,000 more than other houses. But if you're asking me what the market value of the house is, like what could a reasonable buyer and seller agree upon? What could they actually come to a consensus on and figure out that would be a reasonable price? Then what I do is I look at comps. I look at things that have sold. I look at things that are pending, things that are active under contract. I may even look at actives and stuff, but the most important one is sold. This is what the appraisers are going to look at when it gets under contract. So if we're doing a loan, and 90% of the time there is a loan, we're going to need it to also appraise. So we need it to be comparable to the houses in the neighborhood. So we're going to look at bathrooms, bedrooms, square feet, placement, size of the yard. How many stories is it? How much of the square footage is above grade? How much is it below grade? How many bedrooms does it have? How many bathrooms? All of that stuff. How many are full bedrooms? How many are half bathrooms and everything? We look at all the surrounding details. We put all of that together. We look at all the AI. We look at all the condition of the home, condition of other homes. That's what's great about pictures, is we can see the condition of other homes as well. And then it's a little bit art, it's a little bit science, and we put all that together and we price for you, if you're selling your home, the price that we feel that your house would be the most attractive at, get the most number of people through the door, and get you the top dollar for your house. So we don't want to go too low, and we certainly don't want to go too high. You want to price it appropriate, so you'll get lots of people in, they'll see the value in it, and then they may even bid it up. We're still in a market where that is happening quite a bit. So if you guys have a house that you're thinking about buying, you have a house that you're thinking about selling, give me a call. I get free consultations all the time. Be happy to sit down and meet with you. Just let me know. You got to let me know. You got to take the first step. So whatever that first step looks like for you, just take that first step. I'd be happy to meet with you and we'll go from there. Hope you guys have a wonderful Thursday night. Love you. Hugs and kisses, and I'll see you soon.